I'm going to play the second part of that video now. So one moment, because this has turned out.
These are the Depends I wear every day. These are by Assurance, and these are a size large. And it's like I wear these every day of my life because of my diabetes. And I don't have a bathroom handy. So I have to wear these all the time.
So who you just saw there was former Sergeant Marlene Wolf, United States Army, who I've been advocating for since August. And when I tell y'all, it's a lot of work that needs to be done in this community, and people are coming to me talking about they want to do veterans housing. Well, veterans housing is different than what most see on social media, talking about, oh, you can just rent the rooms and you can get paid renting rooms. Yeah, you can get paid renting rooms, and we appreciate that. But veterans housing, where it is structured programs so that these veterans can begin to live again, live life and thrive. You know, I was having a text conversation with a young lady who owns a house, and she didn't understand how the house can be rented to just one family and not be a program. Well, let me try to explain something, that there are various programs, some hands off more than others, some more hands on. And the more hands-on programs are the veteran shared housing model. And that's in this book right here. So you can go to my bio and get this book. You can go to my website and get this book. Oh, I've got a something for you guys over here on YouTube and LinkedIn. This is for y'all over here on TikTok. YouTube and LinkedIn, I have let me see if I could find it right here. So this is the book that we're talking about, The Innovative Housing Solutions, A Guide to Veteran Shared Models. So you say you want to do veterans housing in the veterans community, where you're going to look to get paid to do this type of service for veterans who are homeless and transitioning in the community, then you have to set up a program if that's what you want to do. Otherwise, you're just renting rooms, and we call that money grab. You're not helping anybody. So what? They got a bed. You know, veterans have access to a lot of benefits. How are you helping them get access to their federal benefits? Do they know anything about that? How are you helping them get access to the benefits that are in their state or county? Are you helping them with that? You know, in order to participate in this veterans homeless housing community, and you ask me that, where do I get the money from? I go to the VA, and the social workers, they're not helping me. Well, that's not their job. And I keep telling everybody this. Of the VA social worker, they're not going to send you people to fill up your beds. That's not every social worker's job. It's not. So stop expecting them to do it. It's not their job. They may not even have well, they do. I mean, what the VA hospitals that I've been in, and I've been in the VA hospitals as a volunteer housing homeless veterans over 22 years. That's in this book right here. So that's in my third edition, Veterans Housing, Veterans Buying Real Estate Guide for Today's Market. You can see where I was with my team at the VA and at the vet centers, all of them in the city of Chicago, except for one, at city colleges, and at the vet center for 13 consecutive years at just one. I did over 200 workshops at the Forest Park Vet Center. And you can read the letter in any of my publications because I like to share. And the reason I wrote all of these publications is for you to learn how to work effectively in this homeless veterans community. You want to house homeless veterans, or you just want to be a money grabber? You want to be a money grabber, huh? What do you want to do? You want to help my brothers and sisters out by providing programs to them? Let me give y'all some examples of some of this money that you could be earning by providing these programs to these homeless veterans in the community. And don't say that I want to provide housing to homeless veterans in the community and start getting paid. I want some of that money. This is the whole process. This is not going to be overnight. You have to learn. Please, I wrote these books so you can go buy them and you can learn to do what you say you want to do. If you don't want to do it, then don't do it. But if you do want to do it, then go get the education so you can learn how to do it. Because I'm not going to be here and answer anybody's questions when the answers are found in the book. It's just that simple. I've got college degrees. I've taught on the college level, the high school level, and those little grammar school kids as a sub. I just have fun with them. But this is education. My book series is called U.S. Military Veterans Educational and Resource Guidebook Series. That's what it's called. And it's to guide you in the areas of serving our homeless veterans in our community as a business. So we have various types of funding in our community to use to house homeless veterans, right? We have what's called the HUD-VASH voucher. This HUD-VASH voucher is every state, every city, and it's also one of our veterans' federal benefits. It's also found in this book, the VA Federal Benefits Guidebook. If you go to www.va.gov/get started, you can go download this book so you can learn yourself and go to page 67. This is in the 2025 Federal Benefits Book for Veterans, page 67. And it talks about the various types of funding mechanisms that are in our community to pay for the housing of veterans. And the two that I'm going to talk about today are in this book on page 67. So we're going to talk about homeless providers. Who's a homeless provider? You can be a homeless provider right here using this program that I'm going to talk about right now. So this program is called Grant and Per Diem. That's the GPD program. The Grant and Per Diem program allows VA to award grants to community-based agencies to create transitional housing programs with wraparound supportive services to assist vulnerable veterans move into permanent housing. The GPD program is VA's largest transitional housing program with approximately 11,000 beds nationwide. Now, it said nothing about the VA having all of these beds for this GPD program. This Grant Per Diem program falls under SSVF, Supportive Services for Veteran Families. And for fiscal year 2026, there's a little more than $900 million in grants that were issued to these providers in our community. On August 27, 2025, the Department of Veteran Affairs today, and this is where you can go find it yourself and download it, just go to va.gov and type in 818 million, and this will come up. So they announced more than 818 million in grants to 235 organizations across the country to help veterans who are homeless or at risk of being homeless. Well, who are these organizations? They're all over the place. They're in our cities in every single state because we have veterans in every single state. So here in Illinois, using that GPD, the grant per diem, and I still know all of them, because as a realtor, this is how I get paid to house homeless veterans. Know where the money is. So I know where the money is as a realtor, and this is this book right here. So if you are a realtor, go to my bio and buy this book, because it walks you through how to house homeless veterans and get your commissions, because nobody is asking anybody to house homeless veterans for free. How can you do it? I was talking to a provider who actually, I just got an award last week, and I was talking to that provider, and he said, we lost 3 homes trying to provide transitional housing to what are they called? Oh shoot, they were in recovery. That's the word I'm looking for. In recovery homes, they lost all homes because they weren't connected to the money. They were trying to do it themselves. So these programs, the grants and per diems, all of the agencies don't have all the housing. They don't have all the beds for the veterans to go to who are in their programs. So as a realtor, I would say, okay, Abraham at Feather Fist, I've got 6 apartments. Okay, that I need 7. Okay, right now you can have 6, and I'll go get another one for you. And those 6 apartments would be rented under this program, under the grant per diem. That's a rental. And then he might say that, or another organization say that, we've got 4 men who are being released from incarceration, and we need some place for them to go. We need 4 beds for about 6 months, because they're going to be in a program where they have to get up and go somewhere every day in order for them to do the things they need to do to further themselves in life. And that program would be in your transitional housing, whoever has transitional housing. And this type of program will be paid for by the programmer, by the agency, yeah, who asked you for those beds. And then finally, I'm going to talk about, and then I'm going to read some questions, comments, and concerns. Then the second program I'm going to talk, and I didn't even mention the additional $84 million that the Veterans Affairs at the Department of Veteran Affairs issued to an additional 176 organizations. So that's why we have 2 separate times that money came out to the community, 2 organizations that are responsible for, let me just read on here what they're responsible for. This money throughout fiscal year 2026, the grants will fund local organizations as they help veterans access housing and housing counseling, healthcare, financial planning services, childcare, legal assistance, transportation. So if your veteran shared living model that you're created has anything to do with this $900 million that these organizations say this is what they are paying for, and this is how you set up your transitional living house, then why not partner with them to get the money and the veterans sent to you directly? That's it. That's the simple plan, the simplest plan you can have. But it's a step to it. It's not just, okay, I'm going to do it. You have to really get into that. So you got to get my books to learn. And the second program is more of a hands-off program. This is with HUD-VASH, and this is the HUD-VASH, the RTA, Request for Tenancy Approval for Chicago Housing Authority. And HUD-VASH, let me just read to you, because this is one of let me just read this to you. This is also in the book on page 67. Federal, right? HUD-VASH. That's the Section 8 voucher for veterans, homeless veterans. Housing and Urban Development, Veterans Affairs Supportive Housing, HUD-VASH program. This collaborative program pairs HUD Housing Choice Voucher, rental assistance with VA case management and supportive services. So if you're using HUD-VASH, a veteran has a HUD-VASH voucher, then who do they come with? They come with support. So that's why I say, you don't have to be there knocking on their door and going in, talking about how you doing. Is there anything I can help you with? These are homeless veterans who had a life before they became homeless. Yes, all of these veterans who receive HUD-VASH vouchers don't come from under a bridge or from a park or from on a bus. These are veterans who had lives before they became homeless. I'm working with a homeless veteran now who spent 15 years. Hold on, let me play the video for you guys over here on YouTube, LinkedIn, and Facebook. And then y'all can just over here on TikTok, y'all can go back and watch the video.
These are the Depends I wear every day. These are by Assurance, and these are a size large. And it's like I wear these every day of my life because of my diabetes. And I don't have a bathroom handy. So I have to wear these all the time.
And send me your full name, email address, and phone number, and I'll put you in my book. Yeah, you're in New York. I've got veterans, homeless veterans right now in New York City. With the one young lady has a voucher. Marine with her care dog in her car. So anyway, with HUD-VASH, thanks for that. HUD-VASH, the collaborative program, comes with, guaranteed funds, and the veteran also comes with case management. So I was speaking with a young lady. Now, she's not even, her house isn't even that far from where I live. But she said, I want it hands off. This is it. This is your hands off. You are a landlord. But if you want to hire a property manager to manage your rental units, you can. I wouldn't suggest you hire a property manager to do your veteran shared housing. No, because this is a program that you have to help veterans get through so they can go to the next levels in life. Imagine if I didn't know how to, and I've been doing this for over 22 years at the VA. Hold on a second. I tell y'all all the time, I like to show and tell. This was my badge right here at the VA that they gave me, and they fingerprinted me, background checked me, made sure, and I've been doing this for over 22 years, right? But this is just the level in which I've been doing this, badge carrying federal volunteer. So now people ask me, well, where have you been all this time? I didn't have to come on public. I was in the VA. I didn't have to come and see y'all. I didn't. I had the covering of the VA. I did my workshops at the VA. All of my clients came from the VA. I went to city colleges. They came from city colleges. I went to Cook County Corrections. They came from Cook County Corrections as justice involved. I was at the federal prison. They came out of the federal prison, justice involved. They came out of the nursing homes. They were coming from everywhere. So they came to see me at the workshops that I created at the VA. And this is the workshop book right here. And I also covered how we're going to move them from homelessness. Because let me tell you, I was a homeless female veteran and I had nobody. When I would go to the VA, running away from an abusive husband who was actively serving as a Marine. Thank y'all for those hearts over there on my TikTok. And I would go to the VA and the social workers. And the reason I wrote this social work book, let me show y'all over here. The reason I wrote this social work book is because of those social workers who turned veterans away. And the only reason they turn veterans away is because they have one job to do. And that job is to see if those veterans, if this is their job, to get approved for Section 8 voucher, HUD-VASH. And if they don't, then they don't have anything in their toolkit. So this book right here teaches social workers, case managers, human care professionals how to add things to their toolkit so that they don't have to turn all these veterans away. They'll have the information of this $900,000 in the community. They can easily, because I teach them how to use AI. I teach all of y'all how to use AI, everybody, because otherwise I couldn't have housed homeless veterans in Las Vegas and Hawaii if I didn't know this. But the secret to this is, how do you get to these organizations that nobody knows about? Because they're not on the side of a bus. They're not on billboards. They're not in mailers that come home to you. Thanks for joining my club. So you have to know what you're looking for, and all veterans are not the same. We don't all need the same thing. Yeah, we may all need housing, but what organization is paying for that housing? And on top of that, we're going to need additional benefits, because the reason why a lot of these veterans are homeless right now is because they are not service connected. They're not service connected 100%. 100% service connected disabled veteran is over $3,400 a month. A lot of 100% service connected disabled veterans can qualify for Social Security. So now you're talking about $5,000, $6,000 a month. That $5,000, $6,000 a month, even that $3,400. I sold a house to a veteran who was 70% service connected because the house matched her income where she can get approved. Two of them. One was $75,000, one was $50,000, and both of these houses were move-in ready. Not today, because you know house prices are so much more today in today's market. I've been doing this for over 22 years, so you know I've seen prices go up and down, up and down. But everybody in our community can help. Everybody. And as a realtor, my realtor colleagues, this book is for y'all. This book is for y'all right here. As a realtor, I have earned a six-figure income like year after year. I remember I dropped down to 89,000 and my tax accountant, she said, Yvette, I've never seen anybody. I've never seen you go from 85 to 2. I'm like, you know, it's just how the market works. And then I think that year probably took off a month. Because working in the homeless veterans community, listen, I had a heart attack. And the next day after I woke up from that heart attack, I'm on the phone negotiating the contract for a former homeless female veteran. I didn't know it at the time until she stood up at one of my workshops at the Jesse Brown VA right here. Because I tell her, look, you have a question to ask, you got to stand up. You have a statement to make, you have to stand up. Because we have veterans who come to the workshop, and sometimes the workshop is from this side of the room all the way to the back. So you got to speak loud enough so these veterans of ringing in the ear and hard of hearing can hear you. So she stood up, and I'm like, oh, she never talks. She's the most quietest and most personable person I know, but she doesn't like speaking in public. So I wanted to hear what she had to say. So she stood up and she had some papers, because now she's teaching at one of the veterans organizations. She's teaching veterans computer skills. She was a homeless female veteran who bought a house, and now she's teaching computer skills. You see how you go from homeless to Better life. That's why we don't like the money grabbers. You want to come and just do veterans housing just so you can grab somebody's money. I'm not your coach. I'm not your coach. Go ahead and make all the money you want to, but I'm here to help you help somebody else get ahead in life. They could be your next partner because they could get their 100% and go buy 4 flats. You're already running these houses, and now you're helping a veteran get on his feet where now he can go ahead, or she can go ahead and buy a 4-unit building. And that 4-unit building can be transitional, and it can also be permanent using HUD-VASH. You could have 2 permanent units using HUD-VASH and the other ones using shared living. Do the math. So that's what I teach you how to do. So now you've got this house. You have this house where you're running this program, and you have a veteran who lives in this program that you're running. And now this veteran can go out and buy a 4-unit and come back to you and say, man, you know what? You helped me so much. I want to partner with you, but you better tell him you got to go get this book, man. Because it's too much information for you to be trying to spill out of your head to teach somebody else. And that's why I wrote so many books, so y'all can just go ahead and read. Go back to school. So, I was just talking. So let me get back to the workshop. So she came to the workshop, right? And she stood up, and I'm like, okay, I want to hear what she has to say because she's so quiet. Yvette, I don't want anybody to know. Yvette, I'm like, okay, so now she wants to talk. So she stood up and she said, well, first of all, I want to thank Yvette for whatever. I want to, glad I'm here. And I just wanted to share with you. I think I have it on a video. I have it on a TikTok. I'm going to play it because this is her actually talking. I'm going to go find it and share it again. But she said, just how remarkable I was and this and that I was on the phone negotiating her real estate deal the day after I had a heart attack and I was still in the hospital. I'm like, I'll be damned. That was you? I had no idea who it was, going through over 5,000 homeless veterans, getting them housed. I didn't know who this particular story was attached to until Phaedra stood up and said that. And we closed on that house. We closed on the house, and I got the house for $3,000 less than list price because $3,000 less was exactly how much she was approved for. I got her all of the closing costs that she would have been responsible for covered. So she didn't have to bring any money to the closing table. She did have to put down a negotiated $500 earnest money. Because I tell them, look, I'm working with a veteran who has this amount and that's it. So what you want to do? And it's a VA loan. So there's no money down. So not only did I get all of her closing costs paid for, no money down, $500 earnest money, and she was tax exempt because of her tax exemption status as a disabled veteran here in Illinois, Chicago. 70% to 100% tax exempt, property tax exempt. And I work with an amazing lending company called Loan Depot that she moved in. She didn't have to pay taxes and she got it back. So she got her check back at closing. So that's what this book teaches you how to do. So that's what happened. I'm just excited. Let me go ahead and let me see over here on TikTok. Ooh wee. If y'all are still here, because I haven't been looking, you can ask me your questions and then I can always come back and answer anything. Hey Aku, hey Jacob, Rod Smith, BB Rita. Hey, y'all. Thanks for. I lost my phone. I misplaced my phone. My phone was in the car, lodged between the seat and the armrest. Y'all see the jacket that I got? This was this was given to me at an event. I just had this put on because I'm like, dude. He said, Yvette, but you are community service. So I got this community service award. It has my name, Y. Jones Swanson, and this is the organization, 24-Hour House. And this is the plaque that I was given right here for my community service in the community of housing homeless veterans over 22 years. So you know what? I said I'm going to go back to January all the way through now November and see all of the awards and things that I got for 2025. I was in Woman's World magazine twice. This is the second issue on September 29th. I am on page 52. And this is one of my former homeless veterans. I got him and his wife and his daughter housed 2 times. The first time out of homelessness, the second time into a home purchase. What else did I get this year? I got the award from Main Street Organization of Realtors 2025 from the President's Award. And then also in 2025, I got the Illinois Department of Veteran Affairs, Illinois Women Veteran Leaders of 2025. And then I got another award. It's back there. Let me get it because y'all, I haven't shown this award in a long time. This is from Omega Psi Phi Chi Lambda chapter. My name, Yvette Jones, Women of Excellence and Community Service 2025. So let me sit that over here. And then I have some more downstairs. I just had to pick and choose what I wanted to bring up. Then I got in 2022 a proclamation from the Senator Michael Hastings for women veterans that year, that women veterans were acknowledged as we are here and we are here to stay. So now we have women veterans license plate thanks to Rochelle Crump of the NWVU here in the Chicagoland area. Thanks to her, and I went and got it. As soon as they said we have a license plate for women veterans, yes. And then what else I get? Oh, this one right here. So, all right, let me see what y'all have to say over here on, let me see. May God bless your days. Thank you so much, Harold Bingham. I have this written on my laptop. Today is my day because the Lord is with me. Today is my day because God is for me. So I received that. And then somebody said, oh. And then somebody said, God bless. Thank you. Somebody said you. Somebody said 67. Wait, not page 67. Page. I know exactly what you're asking, what you're talking about. Page 67. Yes, page 67. But it just gives you an overview. It doesn't teach you anything, and that's why I'm here to teach you. Thank you for serving veterans with so much heart. Hey, Richard. My pleasure. I'm a veteran too. And hey, Mr. Bain. I was a homeless female veteran of domestic violence. What's the next big challenge you think advocates will face in 2025? Not knowing, not being educated, and wanting to do something and don't know how. So advocates have to learn what to do. Otherwise, it's going to be a challenge. That's it. Okay, Mr. Bain, I don't know why you're giving me your email address again. Hey, Mr. Bain, how can we encourage more landlords to accept veteran housing vouchers? Through education. That's all it is, through conversation, through education. So I have a master class that's coming out specifically for investors nationwide to teach investors how to work effectively in this community of homeless veterans, from homeless to home ownership, using the money that's in the community. What role does mental health support play in securing stable housing? What? That's not in none of my books. You know, let me tell you something. What role does mental health support play in securing stable housing? You know, for a veteran, and I don't even know how this is going to come off, because to me that question doesn't even make any sense, because it should be known that mental health support is needed for veterans of homelessness. But what's going to be the best support for veterans who are homeless in securing stable housing? See, it doesn't make any sense to me, this question. They need the stable housing. The support is already there. I already told you on page 67, that they come with case management. What does case management mean? I should break that down. Maybe people don't understand that, case management. Misty, hey, Misty Montgomery, damn, we had a nice house for you. I remember that. How do you stay motivated during this for over 20 years? Knowing that we still have homeless veterans who need help. And that feeling of me being homeless before, it never dies. It never goes away. When you have to have slept on a bus and pretending like you had somewhere to go, or in a car trying to find someplace safe to park, and then have to use the bathroom late at night. You know, you remember all of this stuff. And now you have a veteran who comes in the same condition. And that just fuels the fire even more. This is what I know. This is what I do. I'll be speaking on a panel. And I'm so glad this furlough is over. Thank you, God. Thank you, God. Because a lot of those veterans who were furloughed, a lot of those workers who were furloughed, didn't get paid. And they were suffering. I talked to a few of them. They didn't, people have families, and they couldn't get paid. So now they got paid, and now they're back, and now we're back on to have this huge resource fair here in the Chicagoland area, in which I will be speaking at the round table for what? Veterans homeless housing. Oh, hold on. Let me see. Hey, Misty, my bad. Sad Hill, my kids remember you always. Oh, man, I remember Misty so well. That was a nice big house. Only thing that house only had one bathroom. But I came from a family of 9, and it was 9 of us in a house with one bathroom. We made that work. My baby said hi. Oh, tell him I said hi too. And let me know what we can do, because if you have not, let me know if there's something I can help you with. All right, let me come over here to TikTok. What y'all talking about? Because I'm about to go. Which book to get? It's a lot of them. You're going to need more than one, because they all talk about different things. Yes, I need to fill my beds. Okay, so I don't know. But anyway, so many people just coming to my DM, Yvette. I'm like, what? So for you, you're gonna need you're gonna need this book right here, Veteran Shared Living Models. You're gonna need the book for the social workers, case managers, human care professionals. They need you and you need them, but it's not all the social workers, case managers in one area. And that's what I suggest you get. You can also get Finding Home, because Finding Home is the book that helps you. And then I'll teach you how to use all of these tools as well, because I have a private group. I don't tell all this stuff openly because this is my business. And, it's just so much I can give away. So I'm about to go eat. And then we have praise and worship at church tonight. So I'm going to church to give God some of my time. And then I'll be back in church tomorrow because I am a greeter. And I'm not a greeter anymore. No, I'm not. I'm in new members orientation. So we have new members orientation tomorrow at church. So I'll be at church tomorrow. And then, oh my God, veterans have so many benefits. I have, I don't even know if I should tell y'all, because some of y'all don't even know it's a wig. That y'all know I wear a wig. But anyway, I have hair, but my hair started thinning like right on the top, but it's not this big, but it's getting, I cut it all off and it's growing. But for veterans who have head issues, spot issues, alopecia, different things like that, can get a wig for free, as it's called a prosthetic. And I'm like, what? So this organization, and I don't even have her card up, it's called Wigs Plus. And I got a consult from my doctor and I got approved. So I get so I can get a wig every single year. And that's for women and men, veterans who have hair loss or hair damage, hair issues, things of that nature. Have your doctor put you in a consult for a prosthetic wig. And also over here on TikTok, Jose, I want you to tell Marlene that she needs to get a prescription from her doctor so she can get the free pull-ups. That's the prescription as well. I had COVID-19 pneumonia, and then I had a stroke after COVID, and I couldn't get up. I couldn't get up out of bed. And then when I did get out of bed, everything hurt. So I'm just walking, I'm like 91 years old. So I got a prescription from the VA. That's how I know about it. And they also have the pads, they got all types of stuff for us. That's through our federal benefits. Those are federal benefits. Hey, Jose. We're still have to fight. Now we got to fight in Charlottesville, Virginia, again, continuously. And this is why we need investors who are knowledgeable on how to use these programs in our community. And one of the programs is HUD-VASH. There are some laws that are written to protect veterans who have HUD-VASH against credit checks, background checks, and all that other stuff that would deny them the use of using their federal benefits, which I already explained to you that are in this book. HUD-VASH is a federal benefit for homeless veterans. The community doesn't know this. The community does not know the law that supports homeless veterans with the HUD-VASH voucher. You want to know how I know? Because they keep getting denied for the various law that's protecting them. I've housed over 5,000 homeless veterans, and not one of them, they some of them did go through a credit check, background check, whatever, but they were not denied because of that. That's through education. And that's how I educated all of my investors who gave me. I read a Facebook post that I posted in 2011 that I had 3,000 units in my inventory in the community. And when I say I got 3,000 units, that means every single one of them is available to a veteran with HUD-VASH or with SSVF funding. Why is that? Why? Because the veterans have already gone through a process. They've already gone through an approval process with 2 federal agencies. And so what do you want to know? Why do you want to know about their credit and their rent is being paid? They got to get the lights on. What I did here in Chicago in 2012, I brought the LIHEAP, the CETA program to Jesse Brown VA and Hines VA. I've got a letter in the book that states that. So whatever this veteran is in need of as an investor, as a landlord, your first step is to just help them get housed. That's it. Just help them get housed. Everything else is navigatable with their case managers and social workers, if they really care. That's a whole nother video. That's a whole nother live. So now I don't know what, and Marlene, hey Marlene, I don't know what we're going to do about your situation. How the hell are you going to have a voucher from April to November and get terminated out of the program because the veteran didn't find any place to live? The veteran could not find any place to live because everybody denied her application to move. So now you have a homeless veteran who can't find a place to live, and now you terminate the voucher, and she's still homeless with no ability to pay rent. This right here is why I say our community doesn't understand how this works. And that's why I'm here to educate. I don't have to be the only one now that I know people are interested in housing homeless veterans. I'm not the only one that has to know this information. Get my books, get my educational guide so you can learn this information, so you can stop saying, oh, what can we do in the community to help? What's the biggest barrier? You know, the biggest barrier when facing stable housing is the community not knowing what to do. That's the biggest barrier. You have realtors and property managers, so-called landlords, they're asking for too much. That's the barrier. Lack of education, lack of knowledge, lack of compassion, and lack of concern. But anyway, you done got me out of pocket over here. So you can email me and I'll send you the link to buy my books, because I don't talk to it. I don't care. You know what? Before I started coming on live, I think I was on live. That's how some people found me. But I don't talk to anybody anymore until you have purchased my library. And I'm not saying you have to get everything, because you may not be doing everything. But the books that you need to get them before you talk to me. I don't have consultations anymore with anyone. You can tell me, Yvette, I own 5,000 units. And what? I've worked with investors with 5,000 units. I've housed over 5,000 homeless veterans. No, if you're changing and you're adding this type of housing to your company, then either you read or you have somebody else read. Because when you come to my group and you have questions that I know you didn't read, you're going back to school when you come see me. Oh my God, it was so funny. One of my girls, one of my group members, she said, Yvette, I was up all night listening, reading, watching the videos and fell asleep and woke up this morning and still watching. It's a lot of information to learn and to know. So I'm not going to talk to you until you learn something. You're not going to ask me something that's in a book. I taught at the college level. Okay. And I'm not stepping down to talk to you at the grammar school level. I'm not doing that. This is your business, so learn your craft. 22 years, I'm sought after. So thank y'all for being here. I'm about to go eat and then go to church. I got to thank God and praise God for some things and get some revelation and some guidance, because we need help. So everybody who says they are interested in housing homeless veterans, please do so. Please do. Please learn so we can stop saying we shouldn't have homeless veterans. And what is the government doing about it? The government has issued vouchers. The government has distributed over $900 million in our community. The biggest barrier is you. Everybody who's saying we shouldn't have homeless veterans, every investor, every landlord, every realtor, every real estate association, you're the problem. You're the reason we have homeless veterans, because you don't know the law that protects homeless veterans' financial status to get housed. So in the meantime, go to my library and buy some books. Let me know you bought the books so I can invite you to my private group and you learn some more. Hold on, somebody said something over here. Oh, okay. Let me see. I don't know. The live session is fire. Thank you. What's the next milestone you're working on? Education and advocacy. And getting this housing bill passed. I really got to get on top of that housing bill. Great show, loving the energy and real talk. Thank you, Dennis. Follows you and inviting you, Robert Douglas. Thank you, Robert Douglas, over there on LinkedIn. So what else is over here? Charlottesville hasn't done. I know, Marlene, not a damn thing. Nothing. And they don't, oh Lord Jesus, but I don't even know what the bright side is until the government speaks out. What I want to happen is that voucher is overturned and you can relocate, because I've got units here for you all day, every day. I had a homeless veteran contact me today, and he said the VA said call me, and I'm like, okay. So how many bedrooms are on your voucher? He said 2. How many people are in your household? 4. Okay. How soon can you go see something? He said today, tomorrow. So I said, okay. I sent a text message to one of my investors. I said, I have a possible veteran with a 2-bedroom voucher who's interested in a 2-bedroom. I said, what's your availability? He said, oh, I could be over there tomorrow morning, tomorrow afternoon. So I put them both on a text message, a 3-way text message, and they're going to meet tomorrow morning. This veteran says, I want it. All you got to do is email me your paperwork. You sign it right there with the owner. Email that to me, or just email it to me, because everything from that point will be electronic, signed. Everything is filled out. I submit it to CHA. They do an inspection. You're going to do an application and the disclosures, but he's not asking for no credit and income and where did you live last, because I educate my investors. They know what they're getting. They know who they're getting. This is a family building. I know because I've been renting his properties for over 10 years now. My second cousin, no, not cousin, my second niece, she's my great niece, and her 3 children live in that building. So you think I'm going to put anybody over there? I know what type of property it is. So, and he told me it's him and his 3 kids. Okay, you be fine. You're just fine. My great niece is there with her 3 kids. And I have another veteran over there, him and his wife with the kid. He didn't ask me to have them jump through hoops. How I'm getting zoned now for group home. Read your book. It was great. Oh, thank you so much, Ashley. Ashley, are you in my group? Your name sounds familiar. But look, I gotta go, y'all. I really do. But go to my bio and get yourself some education. And let's just we can house these homeless veterans. Don't be selfish and stop coming here trying to get stuff for free. Don't do that. Go buy a book and learn. And then I invite you to my group and you learn even more. Ciao for now. And if you have not started to follow me over here on YouTube, follow me. My goal on YouTube is 1,000 videos by December 31st, 2025. And the reason I'm saying 1,000 videos is because I've been doing this over 22 years. I got a whole lot to say. I don't even talk with notes. That's just how deep it goes. I can bring a story. I can bring a story out of my head at the drop of a dime. I can give you instructions and steps and insights and forecasts at the drop of a dime. I've been at round tables, the head of tables, policies, and creating village plans for municipalities. I mean, what do you want to know? We can go there, but we're not just going to go there any old type of way. You got to get some education, support the cause, read the books, join my group, and we learn. And you do this in your community. I'm not holding anything back. One day, God put this in me after I had a stroke. I had a heart attack, COVID-19 pneumonia, and a stroke in 36 months. And I couldn't walk for 6 months. So I was laid up. My mind was at rest, at peace. Sometimes I couldn't sleep for 36 hours. And I was crying because of that. But God said all things work together for the good of his people who are called to do his will. So when I look back at those 36 hours I was awake and the 24 hours I was awake, I look back and back on those days and I just ask myself, what was I doing? And when I was doing wide awake was sitting in silence. I couldn't move. My body was in so much pain from COVID tearing up my joints, but I was immobile, so I couldn't move. I was in pain and immobile. I couldn't move. So I would just lay there or sit there, and my daughter would say, "Mommy, you gotta move." I'm like, it just hurts, and I can't sleep. So I would be up listening to rain sounds on my Alexa. I don't want her to hear me because she'll say yes. And I would pray and I would just talk to God because I had a near-death experience when I was in the hospital after COVID. And when I woke up from that near death, I woke up to a former homeless female veteran who I housed 10 years prior. And when she found me on social media, she said, Yvette, I don't know if you remember me, but you housed me and my daughter. I said, I remember you. Oh yeah. I was on the 57 coming south, and I made 2 phone calls. And the second phone call was to Todd, one of my investors, still one of my investors to this day. And he said, Yvette, I will meet you at the house. So I went to the organization. That's one of the organizations that was on this list years ago when I housed her. They paid her rent, and he didn't ask for credit check, background check. He wasn't asking for any of that. He knew because I educated him on the program. She's a doctor now. So I woke up from my near-death experience to her standing over me, praying over me, and the beginning of her name is doctor. So when you house a homeless veteran, and this is how I know this is my calling. So somebody over on YouTube said, how do I continue every day? How do I stay motivated every day? Every day, every day, every day. Because I know we have homeless veterans, and we still have to fight for their rights. That's why. That's it. And I can wake up from God he could have kept me. But no, he sent me back to a former homeless female veteran who I housed, who is now a doctor, to show me the work that he has me doing in this community. So how can I stop? I thought I was doing real good down at Jesse Brown VA. I was at Jesse Brown VA. I was at Hines VA. I was at all the vet centers except for one in the Chicagoland area, at Cook County Corrections, Federal Bureau of Prisons, City College, Chicago City Colleges, Prairie State College, municipalities. I wrote veteran village plans for municipalities and for a private owner on 8 blocks for 60 single family homes for veterans, flat ranch, all manufactured. What held us up? The infrastructure. Everybody's looking at me. I'm like, it's 13 investors. 13. Whatever this infrastructure costs to have this done, that needs to be pooled, or we need to raise the capital to have the infrastructure done. Because when I looked up to get the grants from the county, we wouldn't have qualified. So I'm like, well, we're going to have to do it if we're going to build 60 houses on his lots. Who's building? Who's getting paid? Let's do the math. How many lots are you looking to build on? Who's dropping out right now? So we'll know how much we get to go, how much we have to do. What do we have to do? So, and so I just stopped working with groups like that and just said, I'm just going to teach, but I'm still designing veteran villages. Oh, I want to thank y'all again for watching. I'm about to go for real.
Across America, too many of our heroes return home only to face another battle, the fight for stable housing. Veterans are overrepresented in the homeless population, often caught in a system that is complex, slow, and full of barriers. At VetMentors, we're changing that narrative. For over 20 years, we've been boots on the ground, not just identifying the problem, but building real solutions. That's why we created the U.S. Military Veterans Educational and Resource Guide book series, a groundbreaking collection designed to educate, equip, and empower. These guidebooks are written not only for veterans, but also for the communities, organizations, and leaders who serve them. From step-by-step housing models to funding strategies, this series gives social workers, case managers, realtors, and first responders the tools they need to act with speed, dignity, and impact. VetMentors believes housing is not charity. It's a mission, a responsibility, and a pathway to restoring honor. Every guidebook in this series is a resource designed to make sure no veteran is left behind, and no community has to say, "We didn't know how to help." This is how we turn challenges into victories. I'm Yvette Jones Swanson, Army veteran, CEO of VetMentors LLC, and I invite you to join us in rewriting the story for America's veterans.